And we are live. Happy Monday, darling. Naima Singletary here with the Power to Lead, where I am every weekday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Paris time. And remember, on Tuesday, March 21st, which is next week, the time will be changing. And I'm almost ready to say what that time will be. I'm going to be in another country, so it's really just about me, like, with all the, I'm going to be over there, and then all the things I'm going to be doing, and what's the time, the real time I can commit to, and do I even want to create a time, or should I just leave it open and ensure I do it every day, or the time really helps me, though. So I will share the time this week. And I'm really excited because I am leaving for Italy. I have dual love for French and Italy. I love them for different reasons, obviously. And so I am most of the time in between the two countries and enjoying that very much. And so if you want to visit Italy with me, you should be here next week. I get there on the 20th. Yeah, I get there on the 20th. And so the 21st is a full day. I think on the 22nd, which is a Friday, I get my hair done. I think that's the 22nd. I could be off, but I'll be showing you Italy. I'll be showing you, there's so much to show. That's going to be so exciting. I'm having a gathering, a 5-star gathering at an elevated 5-star lounge in San Francisco next Monday, the day before I leave. And so if you're not on my list, you can go get details. Click the link beneath this video, or you can get details on Instagram. You can find me at Naima Singletary, at Naima Singletary, at Naima Singletary, at Naima Singletary on Instagram to get those details. It is going to be exquisite. It starts at 6:30 in the evening. It is going to be such a beautiful chance to sit together, be activated in the flesh, learn about what's required now for quantum living, and admission and cocktails are on me. So the theme for the week, I really love coming up with these themes because there's so much to talk about, and it helps me chunk it down by having a theme for the week, each week. And so the theme for this week is be the first. Be the first, darling. What does that mean? Be the first in your bloodline to step away from what's normal. Be the first to reject mediocrity. Be the first to speak the unspeakable, which is today's topic, by the way. Publicly speak the unspeakable. Be the first to make more money than what has been normal for your bloodline. Be the first to live your big dream. Be the first to lead and chart a path that others have been unwilling to chart and lead. Be the first. For those of us as Melanin Messengers who know that we are here to affect massive positive change through our business, it's essential anyway. So what I'm really doing on some level is, I think, preaching to the choir, because you've already been living this, where you've lived this, unusual life where you have been the different one, right? You've been the crazy one, the weird one, the black sheep, right? So in a lot of ways, you've lived this fringe, marginalized life just by essence of who you are. And now, though, it's time to really serve and come out powerfully and publicly. And that requires a whole new kind of courage and a whole new skill set and a whole new determination and leadership. And so that's really what I want to get at today. And so I remember, this is a long game. This being the first to speak publicly and powerfully, you do it, right? And this, a lot of times the first time is the kicker. It's like just building yourself up to do it the first time. And when I say it, I'm talking about the thing that but either you don't see anybody else speaking, but it feels essential, non-negotiable, urgent for you, inside of you and only you. And what makes it difficult in speaking publicly about is that if on some level it feels dangerous, it feels in opposition to the status quo. You don't see anybody else talking about it. You may know that people who know you are going to be bothered or offended or, you know, disappointed or angry with you if you share it. And yet that very thing, you know, on some level is your doorway to freedom, your doorway to unlocking your throat so you can speak about all the other things that are in line to be spoken, right? And you recognize that in order for you to really birth your signature work, you recognize that in order for you to truly be free in your body, free in your expression, and able to serve people from that place of purity, that you have to unplug all the congestion, all of the dissonance, all of the lies that you have either adopted and held on to or have created for yourself for whatever kind of protection and defense over the years, but that no longer serve you, and you want to release them so that you can really come out in a unapologetic, shame-free way. I talked about this last week, where, you know, shame will block your money. Shame will block that fulfillment that we all really want in our work, right? We really, in order to commit to this for the long game, the fulfillment must be there. And so, you know, I love to teach through story. And I remember, I'm sharing this with you so you can know that you're not alone in this, and that speaking, being the first to speak publicly what you know, and perhaps only you, and you'll find oftentimes you're not the only one who knows it, you're just the first to speak it. You're the first to engage the courage to speak it. And that's what I'm really getting at here. Engage the courage to be the first to publicly speak the unspeakable. Should have just said that in the beginning, right? Engage the courage to be the first to publicly speak the unspeakable. So I remember before video was hot, you know, video is the thing now. Like, there's predictions that like 85 or 95% of people are going to be making decisions from video, watching video, etc. by, you know, sometime in the next decade or something like that. And that's now though. But back in 2011, back in 2011, video was not as hot as it is. A lot has happened in the last 7-8 years. Anyway, so I had this desire to start creating video. Now, keep in mind, I was not in the transformation space yet. I did not even know the transformation space existed. I was not aware that this thing called coaching existed. There were no mentors. There was nobody like how you're watching me and you watch other people online, and the internet is saturated with healers and coaches and consultants everywhere. That was not the case in 2011, okay? And yet here I was with this weird desire. It felt weird at the time because nobody was doing it, at least that I knew of. Here I was with this weird desire to start producing videos and putting them on the internet, right? And so I remember the thought of it, like, wow, I would really like to do this. But then the reality hit. I went to Target, bought a camera. That tells you a lot. Who buys a camera these days? Everybody uses their smartphone. I'm using my smartphone right now. Anyway, I go to Target, get a camera, get a tripod, I bring it home, and as I start to take the things from the packet to create the video, suddenly I'm overcome with terror. And I said, no, I'm not doing this. And I put the equipment in the closet. For 2 months, that equipment sat in the closet. And have you ever been haunted by skeletons? Like nobody knows but you? That's how I felt. I could be at the grocery store. I could be at a coffee shop. I could be talking to anybody, and in the back of my mind, nobody else knows, but I know. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I got some things to say. I'm scared to say it, and that equipment is calling my name in the closet. And what are you doing? And so then my mind just started going crazy. So I was a mad woman for 2 months. What are you doing? You're being scared. You're being a punk. Maybe you're not qualified. Hurry up. Why are you scared? Say what you need to say. Like the mind was just going and going and go. And finally, I just worked myself into a white heat of courage. This is why I say you must engage the courage, because it will be hard. You will be afraid. And this is a good thing. Nothing worthwhile most of the time. Nothing worthwhile is going to be easy, is going to just feel super good. And if that was the case, everybody would be doing the thing that lights them up. And it's getting through that terror part. It's getting through that terror part. Because what happens is, this is what happens. So I finally worked myself up into this, and this is like it was a true workup. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this. Oh my God, what am I gonna say? Who's gonna listen? Who's gonna see it? Is anybody gonna care? Just like all over the place, all over the place, all over the place in my mind. And yet I was tired of the running from it. I was tired of the no, like it was clear to me that this was a desire for me. And it was clear to me that I was running from it. Why are you running? Just, don't do it already. Like that's how I felt on the inside. So finally, after going through this drama for 2 months, no coaching, no person to come inspire me on a video, no book, no nothing, no influence to help me get it from the inside, I worked myself up. See, you got benefit, you got me here, and whoever else you may be watching to help you do the damn thing. And so finally, I sat down. This was May of 2011. The video is on the internet as we speak. This very first video that I ever published to the internet. It's like May 7th or May 11th of 2011. And I sat my behind down, and the whole video was about how long it took me to get on video and how afraid I was and why did I make it so hard and how happy I am to be here, and then maybe a little bit about something else. And when I tell you the level of sweat and perspiration that was coming off of my body, and I hit that publish button to the internet, and then thereafter, realizing what had just happened and leading up, the culmination, the exertion of energy, the self-talk, the frustration, all the way leading up to that moment, and recognizing, oh my God, if it took me that, first of all, being so happy that I created the video. So that's what's possible for you, and that's what you will feel. But then thereafter, because remember, we're talking about making a massive positive change through your business. We're talking about your leadership. We're talking about you being publicly powerful and creating business in the vein of your public power and your visibility. After that, that exhaustion in doing all that, I realized, my God, if it took me that much to do that one video, and I think about doing the next video and I feel similar terror, then I need to really kill this terror permanently if I'm really gonna show up in a powerful way. So you know what I did? I started doing video 3 times a week, no matter how I felt, rain or shine. And for months, I did video 3 days a week. Sometimes oftentimes my makeup was not done. Sometimes I didn't like the way my hair looked. Oftentimes I didn't feel like it. Oftentimes I was frustrated, but I knew that if I was going to be the first, if I was going to speak the unspeakable and be able to stand before the camera without consistently having my voice shake, without finding some reason to back out of it, without muddling my words because I'm only showing up on camera once a month, and so I'm falling into weakness more than I am into strength and courage. I knew that I needed to cultivate the courage, the muscle of courage, and the skill of speaking in the face of terror, speaking publicly what only I knew, what only I was willing to speak consistently. And so I did that and killed it. And now today I've created maybe over 400 videos since then. And that's not even including the dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of Facebook Lives that I've done. And so in order to be the first, in order for you to be the first, take that in. To be the first to speak the thing that only you know. To be the first to activate this level of courage that I'm talking about. To be the first to live an extraordinary life. To be the first to live in your dream destination. To be the first to cross the multiple 6-figure, 7-figure mark in your business. To be the first to be you, to really be who you really are and not who you think others want you to be. To be the first to speak the unspeakable. You must engage that muscle of courage on a consistent basis. And so you do that by practice, by speaking. So you speak and 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 you speak until it becomes normal, until it becomes home, until you can show up on camera the way I do now and speak anywhere and everywhere, indoors, outdoors, one country, another country. You speak and speak and speak until you have that level of eloquence, until you have that level of normalcy, until you have that level of courage. Okay? So that's my gift for you today, darling. I look forward to being back here with you tomorrow. And remember, be the first. Be the first. You were born to be the first. Lots of love.